Dear listeners, you know that moment when you realize that you have been pushing so hard for so long that you have been completely lost touch with why you started. It happens, right? I mean, that's where a lot of leaders find themselves. Not because they lack skills or the drive, but because somewhere along the way they traded awareness for action. They stopped asking what really matters and started asking what's next on the list. Yeah. So today we are talking about what it looks like to lead from a different place, a place where clarity comes from or comes before the strategy, and where performance is not about grinding harder, but it's all about seeing more clearly, right? So I'm your host Avik, and you are listening to Mind Meets Machine, where we explore the honest, messy, deeply human side of how we think, work, and grow. And today we have a very lovely guest with us today. So please welcome Steve Barton. So welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Epic. I really appreciate you having me on. I've just finished listening to one of your podcasts before I came on. So I'm excited to do a great job, and I'm excited that you invited me and happy to speak to your audience.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Steve. It's really great to hear from you. And thank you so much for being here. And dear listeners, like before we get into the discussion, I'd quickly love to introduce you, Steve. So Steve is the founder of Steve Barton Coaching and the creator of the Game of 10, a registered awareness-based leadership and the performance framework, which is designed to help entrepreneurs, executives, and high achievers lead with clarity, confidence, and purpose. So I do not want to take much time of yours, dear listeners. Let's get started. Welcome to the show again, Steve.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to talk to you about the Game of 10 and awareness, my two favorite subjects.
Exactly. So Steve, like, I mean, like a lot of people hear the word awareness and think like it's nothing soft, something that lives in the margins of the leadership, right? So what do you think? I mean, what is the biggest misconception here about the awareness in the context of performance and leading well?
You can't get there, you are there. It's kind of like the Wizard of Oz. You never left Kansas. And so awareness is such an, so many words like consciousness, awareness, God, intuition. I mean, they're all, and intentionality, authentic self, capital S. You have all these words in this, it's infinite. So how do you describe infinite? And in a podcast or a book where we're designed to have a piece of it. We never know the whole thing. And so many people, everyone's living their truths. Every person on this earth is living their truth, no matter what they're doing. They're living at the level of awareness that they are. And so I created the Game of 10 to try to figure stuff out because I wasn't figuring it out. And I had some good teachers that have taught me. And in my first life, I was a florist. I started when I was 8 years old, and professionally, I did it for 30 years. And I was always designing flowers. And so I learned to look, and I was born with two fingers on my right hand. So I learned to do really intricate designing and creative things with my left hand. I think I developed my right brain a lot. And so I always knew I was different, but I'm very different, but I'm also the same as everyone else too. So that's what I created the Game of 10, to know that everyone is special, not special. So
Exactly. I totally agree about it. Everyone is not special, but special. Yeah. So when someone is leading from the place, right? So from reaction instead of awareness, what does that actually look like day to day?
Okay. So with the Game of 10, there's also the game often played. Okay. So when you're in 10, you're intentional, you're intuitive, you're intentional, you're a energetic being or a spiritual being having a physical experience. In alignment, that to me is alignment. You're connected to that awareness. When we're and that's where we respond. We don't react, we respond. How do we respond? In a respectful or loving way. Calm, peaceful, gratitude, respectful, loving, abundant, healthy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is 10. That is who we are and we're appointed that. So think of the Game of 10 as we are appointed 10. And through journey or situations, we can get disappointed and we can get traumatized and it can be habitual. It can be as the worst abuse imaginable, and people survive it. And then how they come through it and how they are able to overcome it, that's the
Yeah.
challenge. So we've all had our disappointments with others and ourselves.
Mm,
And if we don't overcome it or let it go, then we're going to start working from that level of awareness 1 through 9. People
mm,
traumatized, depressed,
yeah.
suicidal, there'll be one. Okay. And
Mm,
they get 10% of what they ask for in their life.
yeah.
People who are nines, very successful people, they get 90% of what they ask for. And typically they're perfectionists too, and they're always looking to be more perfect. So they use that 10% gap in their awareness to use it for fear of missing out, fear of not getting that promotion, fear of not getting that house they always wanted, fear of, just living from that little, they get everything.
Mm,
What they're missing is that last piece of joy, peace, love, and happiness. And they use fear. So in the game often played, you're using fear. And then underneath fear is self-doubt, guilt, and shame, 1 through 9. So there's in the game often played fear 1 through 9, self-doubt 1 through 9, guilt 1 through 9. I did something bad, you did something bad, they did something bad. That's guilt. Shame is I am bad, they are bad. It's all bad. The whole situation bad. Really.
correct.
So in that matrix of the game often played, there's 6,561 options. That's why most people stay in the game often played. We're in the game of 10. The game of 10, there's infinite. So when you think of infinite numbers versus
Mm,
6,561, it's a metaphor. It's a game. But when you think of, it's not all that much choices when you are in the game often played. And the lower you go down it, the more you are less responsible, less aware of yourself, less of yourself actually, and further away from who you actually are, which is 10. You're
mm,
always 10, but we have an ego, which is where the game often played is based from, the fear, self-doubt, guilt, and shame. And that's our identity. It's our thoughts. It's our feelings. It's our emotions. It is our mind. It's our body, and it's our identity. And those are tools that we can develop to align with the perfection of our 10, our spirit. Okay. So that is apt. So people come to me and say, I want to heal my spirit. I said, honey, that's fine. You get 33 and a third percent all taken care of. So let's work on your
yeah.
mind and your body and your acceptance of self and others. Okay. So people who I just chuckle inside when someone says, I'm healing my spirit. It's like, it's cool. It's connected. It's waiting for you to return. So,
Okay. Okay. So that's interesting. And if I talk about the daily part, right? Like if someone listening right now is leading a team or running a business or just trying to show up better in their own life. So what do you think? I mean, how does this lack of awareness actually show up? Like what are the small everyday signs that they might be operating on?
well, why don't we do the 6 phrases? The game of 10 is very simple. It's just
Okay.
not easy. Okay. So
Yeah.
repeat after me. A 10 is your highest level of awareness. Okay.
Sure.
It is
Yeah.
our consciousness that we're connected to. So anyway, so I am 10.
Okay.
Repeat.
I'll repeat.
Yeah.
I am 10.
I'm doing the best that I can with the awareness that I have.
I'm best. I'm doing the best of the awareness that I can have.
I'm always right with the awareness that I have.
I'm always right with the awareness that I have.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I do enough.
I do enough.
I have enough.
I have enough.
A couple of days ago, I did this with another podcast. They lost their whole train of thought.
Okay.
So if it happens, you did it right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it
Yeah.
shuts off the ego for
Uh-huh.
asking you all these questions. Are we safe? Are we good? Are we that? It was a fun. I said, I said to him, don't be embarrassed. You did it right. So how does it help a team? Well, when you understand that everyone's doing the best with the awareness they have,
Mm,
then open up communications. If they're right with the awareness they have, this is their perspective. This is their perception. Now you know what they're working with. So
right.
what we can do from a team building perspective is, first of all, look at them as they are 10 and that you're 10 and they're twos. Okay. Because
Mm,
they're going to feel it. They're going to know what you're treating them like. And they're going to level you. Okay. So you treat them as 10, there's no leveling. They'll rise to your level of 10, which is
mm,
respect self and others. But if you show them disrespect of anything less than 10, they're going to know it. in the game of 10, the intuition is all minds are joined. Even though you might be thinking you're tricking someone, you don't trick anybody. No. So, and then I am enough, I do enough, I have enough. That puts those three phrases put you in a state of grace, gratitude, present moment awareness. I
Mm,
am, I do, and I have a whole life. What have we been being, doing, and having our whole life? The universal space, the universal quantity, the universal portion, which is enough. Yeah. So to get in that, and just to know that this is their enough and this is their awareness, they're doing the best that they can with the awareness they have. As a leader and a team leader
mm,
or a team member, it's our job to communicate what we are expressing. What is our
mm.
viewpoint without
Yeah.
being reactive to it, let them. Mel Robbins has this new thing, let them. And it's true. It's acceptance.
Mm,
It is. And there's a two, you can agree to disagree. I said, that's not how I see it. I've stated my case. I'm outvoted. Let's do it
exactly.
without defending and being a bad team player. You state your case. I don't agree with it based on what I've done the research on. This is what I'm seeing. And I'm a team member, so I'm going along. Let me know how I can help you.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
And I have to say one thing here. It's like it's not always about a big blow ups. Sometimes it's just a slow drift away from what you said mattered. So I mean, I'll just say like that drift is so gradual, right? I mean, you don't wake up one day and decide to disconnect. You just keep saying yes to the wrong things and no to the quiet voice that says something off. And then one day you look up and you don't recognize the life that you have built. So,
And I think the fascinating part of it is whatever level of awareness we're at, we attract people, places, and situations to validate it. So, so if someone's working at level 3
uh,
in awareness, they get 30% of what they ask for. Life really just is
yeah,
hard. I don't get half the things I asked for. And it validates it. And I'm working at 10, I get everything I asked for. Doesn't happen the way I asked
uh,
for it. It doesn't happen when I want it. It just happens. Okay. I have that
correct.
awareness that it's going to happen. I don't know how, I don't know when. I've asked for it and it's just going to happen. So, and it always has.
Yeah.
So yeah, their reality is their reality. It is their perspective. It is their perception, and they are not wrong. They're always right with the awareness that they have. But if they're getting 30% of what they asked for, it might be time to question what's holding us back.
Mm,
What am I holding on to that is keeping me? Am I afraid for success? Am I afraid of failure? Do I have self-doubt that I can make it? Do I have guilt that if I do make it, I'll lose all my friends who are threes? Yes, you will. Okay.
yeah,
They
exactly.
they will want to you lose your friends. If you're a 3 and you become a 10, you will lose all your friends. Okay. Who will hate you. You've changed. You're a jerk, you used to be fun. So yeah, yeah,
So,
you'll learn a lot, or they'll grow with you. Same in relationships too. If you're with a partner, you're really personal development, going to therapy, doing personal development work. If the partner doesn't grow with you,
mm,
you'll apart, and eventually they'll think you're crazy. Okay,
yeah,
I've been
yeah,
told that before. And I like to say in my mind, like a fox.
yeah, like a fox. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Amazing. Amazing. So, if you have to give one advice to the listeners today, what that will be?
The hardest thing to do and the best thing you can do is be yourself. And because people are going to want you to be like they are, or you're going to want to be like someone else. And the biggest gift that you can give yourself is to be yourself. And it's not easy because the world that you live in, if you're not working from 10, if you're working from 3, they're going to want you to do better. You can do more. Come on. You're not doing your potential and you're getting attention from that. It's like, so start wherever you are. If you're a 3 or if you're a 9, take the leap of faith and go to 10. One thing that you can tell your audience too, if you say these phrases, it opens up just subconscious to all those things that made you disappoint, that
Yeah.
usually as disappointment. So practice letting go of those. People think they have to let go of a person, place, or
Mm,
situation that harmed them or disappointed them. They have to let go of the thoughts about. So be aware of your thoughts. What am I thinking? Is it loving, kind to myself and others? If it's not, think of those thoughts and let them go. at a level of 10. Give them to God. Give them to. I have my clients create a temple in their mind and put an altar on there, and any thought that's less than happy, healthy, wealthy, healed, and whole towards yourself and others, put it on the altar. Let it go. Any traumas, let it. If they're really severe, they come back. That's Deepak Chopra calls it washing the rag. Okay. So many ways to say it, many ways to do it, but you do have to give it to your highest self, which is 10 or God within, the spark within us, divine within us. You have to give it to that because you can't forgive at the level of the pain or the disappointment that you are experiencing by thinking of it. Won't work.
And if listeners wants to connect with you, what will be the great medium to connect?
You can go to my website. You can download my book for free, which is called The Father, the Son, the Aha Moment. I wrote it with my 18-year-old son. Marianne Williamson it was during COVID, and I got to have her as one of my writing coaches, New York Times bestseller. That was the fortunate thing about COVID in the States. And so download that at www.stevebartoncoaching.com. I'm on LinkedIn. Connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm active on LinkedIn. I'm starting to do some TikTok videos and getting to do some social media. And yeah, I'm learning at 70 years old. I can learn new tricks. So
Exactly. Learning never stops. That is the
learning never
that's
stops. Always be curious. Go down the
exactly.
rabbit holes. Go down in the rabbit holes.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's really, really true. And I have to say that, dear listeners, like what I'll do is I'll put all the links, details, everything into the show notes for easy reference. And I just want to say, like, listen, I mean, leading well is not just about doing more and more, but it's all about seeing clearly enough to do what actually matters. And for this, definitely, Steve, thank you so much for being here, sharing with us. And it is really, really grateful conversation, I'd say. And for everyone who is listening, or maybe you'll be listening later as well, thank you so much for considering that maybe the next right step is not another strategy or another push, but it's a moment of stillness and the question that you have been avoiding, a truth that you have been too busy to hear to. Leadership is not a performance. It's a practice, I'd say. And it all starts with the moment you stop running and start paying attention to. So with this is your host, Avik, and this is Mind Meets Machine. I just say, take care of your beautiful mind of yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Abby. I really appreciate it. Thank you.